Hi guys, and welcome to week 1, session 3. Once again, we're going to be starting with the warm-up. This session we're going to be starting off slow with some seated cross-legged breathing. For this position, we're going to sit with our legs crossed with our arms rested over our knees. Whilst doing this, we're going to include some head movements. So we're going to take our chin towards our chest. We're just going to hold it for a few breaths. Let's begin to move our head back to neutral and up towards the sky. As we bring our head back to neutral, we are then going to look over our left shoulder. Going to bring our head back to neutral and over to our right shoulder. Once again, back to neutral. We're going to take our left ear towards our left shoulder. Back to neutral, and then our right ear towards our right shoulder. And back to neutral again. Next position we're going to do is the cat-cow pose. When you are ready, we're going to get into our tabletop position, making sure that our wrists are below our shoulders and our knees are below our hips. As we move into our cow position, we're going to push our belly towards the floor, lifting our chin towards the sky. As we move into the cat position, arch the spine, bringing our chin towards our chest. As we move back into the cow position, push the belly towards the floor, lift our gaze up, and rotate the pelvis so that our tailbone is sticking upwards. As we move back into the cat position, tuck our chin in, ripple through our spine to tuck our pelvis under. As we move back into the cow position, push our belly towards the floor, lifting our gaze up to the ceiling. As we move back into cow position, push our belly towards the floor, bringing our gaze up. And for the final time, move back into cat position, arching our back and keeping our chin towards our chest. Next, we will perform some Supermans. When you are ready, we're going to get back into our tabletop position. To get into our tabletop position, we're going to lift our left arm and our right leg. With this position, we're wanting to try and make a straight line from our fingertips to our toes. As we return back to our neutral position, use this time to ground ourselves again to the floor. Now we are going to lift our right arm and left leg. When you are ready, return back to our neutral position. Once again, we will lift our left arm and our right leg. Return back to our neutral position again. As we do this, lift our right arm and our left leg. When you are ready, return back to our neutral position. The final position in our warm-up will be a low lunge stretch. To perform this position, we're wanting to get ourselves into a deep lunge, making sure that our knee is not going over our toe. If we're not feeling a stretch through our hips and down to our quads, we're wanting to push our hips further forward till we get this stretch. To ease out the position, straighten your knee and step your feet forward or backwards. We're now going to do it with our other leg. Make sure that our knee is not going over our toes and that we're pushing through with the hips. We're going to complete the lunge on both legs one more time. Take a step forward into our deep lunge, making sure the knee is not going over the toe and pushing through with our hips. When you are ready, straighten your legs and step yourself out of the lunge. And for the final time, we will complete it on the other leg. Make sure that the knee is not going past the toe and that we are pushing forward through our hips. And that is the end of the lunges. We are now going to move on to our main session. The first position we will do is the eagle pose. To perform this position, we are wanting to take ourselves into chair pose, bringing our arms above our head and bending our knees slightly. When ready, we are going to push our arms back so we feel the stretch between our shoulder blades and wrap our arms across each other to either put them on our shoulders or to twist them into the eagle hand position. To finish the eagle pose, we will lift our right leg and cross it over our left leg. We can either place our toes on the floor if not feeling very secure, or hold it within the position. As you can see, you may get the wobbles during this position. However, just remember to keep breathing, and if you do fall out of it, just return back to the same position again. To move out of the position, just unfold your arms and your legs and return back to mountain pose. When ready, complete the position on the other side by bending our knees, flapping our arms out to cross them over, and lifting over our left leg and wrapping it over our right leg this time. To move out of the position, just unfold our arms and our legs to return to our neutral standing position. Use this time to stretch out your legs and your shoulders and return to a relaxed pose. Once again, we will return to our chair pose, flap our arms out to wrap them over one another and bring our right leg up and to wrap around over our left leg. When you are ready, uncurl your arms and your legs to return back to your neutral standing position. For the final time, bring our arms above our head, bend our knees into our chair position. Flap your arms backwards and then wrap them around in front of you. Lift our left leg and wrap it over our right leg. Unfold your arms and your legs to return back to a neutral standing position. The next position we will be doing is a side angle pose. To perform this position, we will be getting ourselves into our warrior 2 pose to begin with. Step backwards into a deep lunge pose. Twist our back foot to a 90-degree angle. Place our arms out to the side and look forward. At this point, we are wanting to bend from the hips so that our hand is either touching our foot or on the floor. From this point, look upwards towards your top hand. When you are ready, return back to warrior 2 pose and move back to a neutral standing position. We are now going to complete this on the other side. Take a deep lunge backwards, twisting our back foot to a 90-degree angle away from our front foot. Place our arms out to the side and fold at the hips so that our front arm is now on the floor or holding onto our foot. Remember to keep looking up towards our top arm. When you are ready, return back to our neutral standing position. We are now going to return back to one of our basics of the mountain pose. For this position, we are wanting to get into our neutral standing position with our feet underneath our shoulders. Roll our shoulders back and leave our arms down by our sides. Whilst in this position, we are going to do some head movements. To begin with, we are going to look over our left shoulder. You can do this with your eyes open or your eyes closed. Turn our head back to our neutral position before turning our head over to our right shoulder. From here, we will return our head back to the neutral position. Lifting our chin, we will begin to look up at the sky. Remember to keep breathing. Return your head back to its neutral position before taking your chin towards your chest. To finish off this position, we will return our head back to its neutral position. When you are ready, relax with your arms back down by your sides. The next position we will do is a standing forward bend. For this position, we are wanting to stand in our neutral standing position, making sure that our shoulders are relaxed and our feet are firm against the floor. Place your hands on your hips and hinge forward. We are wanting to feel this stretch down the backs of our hamstrings, whilst also maintaining a flat back. If your back begins to curve, move your hands further up your legs. Remember to keep breathing in and out. Whilst doing this, you may feel like you can slide your hands further down your legs or closer to the floor without bending your back. To release out of this position, bend your knees slightly and roll your body up towards standing again. Reground yourself before doing this again. Place our hands on our hips and hinge forward. Slide your hands down your legs to where you feel the stretch in your hamstring. Remember to keep a flat back. And to get out of this position, bend your knees and roll back up to standing. The final position for this main session will be a plank pose. We will be doing this 3 times and holding each one for 20 seconds. To perform this position, we are wanting to make a neutral straight line from our shoulders to our toes. We'll do this by tucking our toes underneath our body and making sure that our shoulders are over our elbows. We want to place our gaze about 6 inches in front of our hand. Well done, that is our first 20 seconds up. Drop our knees to the floor and return back into a sitting position to relax our spine and our abdominals. Now it's time to get back into our plank position to get ready for our next 20 seconds. Remember to keep our core engaged and maintain a neutral spine. Well done, that is our second set done. Now return back to the plank position for our final 20 seconds. Well done, that is our main session complete. It's now time for our cool down. The first position we will be doing is our reclining butterfly pose. To begin this pose, we are wanting to sit on the floor and tuck our heels towards our bum. Place our hands on the floor and drop onto our elbows so that we are now lying on our back. You can place your hands on your thighs to push your knees down and out, or you can just rest them there if you're already feeling the stretch. As we finish this position, bring our knees together and sit up. Our final position for this session will be the happy baby pose. To begin this position, we want to lie flat on our back on the floor. When you are ready, bring your knees towards your chest. Take our arms and place them through our legs and grab hold of our big toe. Spread your knees apart and bring them towards your armpits. Whilst in this position, if you feel like you can get your knees closer to your armpits, you are allowed to adjust your hand grip and pull them closer towards yourself. When you are ready, release out of this position by dropping our feet towards our bum. We are now going to lay in the position with our knees tucked towards our chest. When you feel comfortable, drop your feet to the floor and slide them out so that you are now in your lying flat position. We are now just going to use this time to focus on our breathing and relax our muscles from our head through to our toes. Well done. That is our third and final session for week 1 complete. If possible, please can you fill out the questionnaire which is in the captions. Thank you.